It is officially one of the most exciting weeks on the football calendar. NFL draft is this weekend, starting on Thursday with the first round, second round, third round on Friday. Saturday has rounds 4 through 7. I'm fired up for it. So today I'm just gonna be talking preview what I'm watching for, some big time storylines. Some of these storylines I don't know what's gonna happen, so really be interesting to watch, especially Thursday. I think a lot of the intrigue is going to happen at the quarterback position. I think running backs is a big strength in this year's draft class, and I got some sleepers to watch, and they'll probably won't get drafted until Friday or Saturday, but these could be guys that could be day one contributors in the NFL, and I think they're being a little bit undervalued. We'll get into that, but before that, please like the video, please hit the subscribe button. Uh, got a ton of content coming out in terms of short videos and long form videos. So please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. So first thing, the most important position in this draft, obviously quarterback. I think Shedeur Sanders is the big time storyline here. I mean, we know Cam Ward's going to go number one overall. I think that's a safe bet. Odds makers say the same thing. He's probably going to go number one overall to the Titans. So, looking at the rest of the teams, here's the draft order that need a quarterback. I mean, the Browns do, the Giants do. But if I'm one of those GMs, I would not take a quarterback this year. I think both those teams are more than a quarterback away from contending in the NFL. And I think next year's quarterback class is much better. I mean, when you think about it, you got guys like Garrett Nussmeier, who I think is going to be a star. Cade Klubnik's a solid player. Arch Manning, if he pans out this year, he might go to the draft next year. There's a lot of talent that'll be headed to the NFL at the quarterback position next year. So if I'm a GM, I would hold out, to be honest. So I would hold out on quarterback. And plus, if you look at the Browns and Giants position, if Cam Ward does go number one overall, which we all expect him to, Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter are going to be right there. I think Abdul Carter is going to be a generational talent. I know that phrase kind of gets thrown out a lot, but I really believe with Abdul Carter, I think he's going to be a star in the NFL. So Browns, Giants, whoever drafts him, they're getting a stud. Travis Hunter is another one. I mean, just an insane athlete, can play both ways. I think he's more valuable to have than a quarterback and I don't think any of these quarterbacks in this draft in this year's draft is going to be a star, a superstar. I think there's potential with Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and maybe even Jaxson Dart to be solid NFL starters. But in terms of being a consistent Pro Bowler, I don't think any one of these guys are going to do that. So that's my thought process on the quarterbacks in this draft class. If I'm in the top three, especially, I'm holding out on drafting a quarterback. I know the Titans are going to with Cam Ward, but Browns, Giants, especially, I'd go either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter if I'm them. So go back on the Shedeur Sanders topic. I don't think he's going to go to the Browns with the Giants that high. I think that would be a reach by both teams. To be honest, the first team I could realistically see him going to is the Vegas Raiders. They're at number 6. I know they just signed Geno Smith, but I don't think he's the long-term answer. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders go with Shedeur Sanders, maybe have him sit behind Smith for a year, maybe not, see who wins that quarterback battle. So I would not be shocked to see him go to the Raiders. Another team to watch, and this kind of plays into the Jaxson Dart conversation, because if the Raiders don't go with a quarterback, then the Saints could have a decision to make here. Do we go Shedeur Sanders? Do we go Jaxson Dart? Now, Shedeur Sanders has been all over these mock drafts, all over these big boards. Is he going to go? Is he going to be the first quarterback off the board? Is he going to be not even taken on day one? Not even easily going to fall out of the first round. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Jaxson Dart goes above Shedeur Sanders, even though I don't agree with that. So I think the Saints, if the Raiders don't go with a quarterback, the Saints are going to have a big decision to make. And I mean, if I were to predict right now, I think Shedeur does go to the Raiders at 6, and I think Dart goes to the Saints at 9. So I do think we'll see 3 quarterbacks in the top 10 taken here in the NFL draft. But this is one of those storylines to watch on Thursday. Where's Dart going to go? Where's Sanders going to go? We know Cam Ward's probably going to go number 1 overall. So That's what I'm watching in terms of QBs. I do want to get into some more QBs once we talk about the sleepers. Uh, but this running back class might be the best I've ever seen. I think it is the best I've ever seen. I mean, think about it. Ashton Jeanty is going to be a star in the NFL. I have no doubts about that. Ashton Jeanty is going to be incredible to watch. He was incredible to watch at Boise State. Did really well even when they played tougher competition like Penn State. So Jeanty, he's going to go first round on Thursday, no doubt about it. But the depth of this running back class to me is really good. I put out a short, a YouTube short on that on TikTok, on Instagram, here on YouTube as well, about that running back class. So check that out. But I mean, some of these names are Marion Hampton, I think, is going to be really, really good. And, true all around back, a 3-down type guy. Travion Henderson's going to be really good. I think Judkins is going to have his moments in the NFL in terms of explosive plays. Caleb Johnson did really good at Iowa. I think he's going to be a good player in the NFL. Cam Scadaboo's an intriguing one to me. I didn't include him in my top 5 running backs because I like one of the sleepers that I'm going to mention here soon. But Scadaboo, I mean, he carried Arizona State to a college football playoff appearances, running through teams, and dude's a playmaker. I mean, he's just phenomenal to watch. So I'm excited to see where he ends up. Probably won't go on day one, but a lot of these guys probably won't go on day one per se of this year's draft. But I think they could be day one contributors in the NFL. Dylan Sampson is another one from Tennessee. Did really well with the Vols for a few years. Even some of these underrated guys, some of these guys that aren't going to go until maybe later on Friday or even Saturday, I think have some good value. Bishop Tootin is one I think can surprise a lot of people. He was not a big name in college. Went to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech didn't do a whole lot in the time Tootin was there, so he didn't get a whole lot of national spotlight. But Bishop Tootin's one to watch. He's really fast for his size. I think people will be surprised when they watch him. Jordan James was really good at Oregon. RJ Harvey is one of the faster running backs, I think, in this draft. Raheem Sanders played at Arkansas and South Carolina. Kyle Monangai, he was really low on some of these mock drafts and big boards. I'm a little bit surprised at that. He was really good at Rutgers. I think he was a top 5 running back in college football this past season. So Monangai's one to watch as well. So look, if there's ever a year to draft a running back, it's this year. Like, I could see a good dozen, maybe even more, be full-time starters in the NFL one day. Like, this crop of talent is really good at the running back position, and it's all led by Jeanty, who's gonna be incredible at the NFL level. I can't wait to see what team he goes to. So yeah, moving on to some of these sleepers. Here's where I'll get a little bit into the defensive side of things. We'll start on defense. Obviously, everyone knows the top defenders. Abdul Carter's gonna go really high, probably top 3, I would imagine, in this year's draft class. Excuse me. Travis Hunter plays both ways, so he's kind of counts as a defensive player as well. But Mason Graham's a defensive tackle. He's going to go pretty high. Jalen Walker from Georgia, Michael Williams. So those are some of the top names that everyone knows. But I got some sleepers that are going to go probably on day 2, day 3 that I think could really surprise people, be day 1 contributors in the NFL, be good in kind of rotational roles this upcoming season. Quincy Riley, he's a cornerback, played at Middle Tennessee and Louisville. He's just a playmaker. He has a nose for the football. He creates turnovers, and that's valued in the NFL, valued in all of football. I mean, he's not going to blow you away, I don't think, with any of his physical traits per se, but he had 15 picks in his college career. Can play different areas, cornerback, inside, outside, slot, all that. So he's versatile. So I think Riley's being a little bit undervalued. Andrew Makuba is a guy that's been sliding a little bit, and he was regarded as one of the top safeties in college football for the past few years. Played with Clemson, played with Texas. He's real physical. He hits guys hard. He really does. The one notable play I remember is when he popped Gunnar Stockton in that SEC championship game in overtime. I mean, Georgia ended up punching it in to win the game, but Makuba laid the lumber on Stockton. It was originally flagged for targeting, but reversed. So Makuba's a guy to watch out. He led the SEC with 5 interceptions last year. So he doesn't just hit hard. makes plays as well in the defensive backfield. Um, Going back to the Louisville Cardinals, Ashton Jeanty. Now, this guy's a production machine, played 50 career games in college, 26 and a half sacks. He also led the nation in quarterback hurries this past season. He didn't have a whole lot of sacks this past season compared to the year before, but still pressured the quarterback a lot. I think this is a guy, he's not like your traditional uh, big, imposing defensive end with just game breaking speed across the edge there, but Gelati makes plays. Like he finds a way to get to the quarterback. Uh, Racked up 26 and a half sacks, like I said, in college. So I think he's being a little bit undervalued, maybe because of his measurables. So I think he has the ability to kind of overcome that a little bit. Uh, to the offensive side and back to the quarterback position, I think Kyle McCord is probably the most slept on quarterback in his draft class. I think a lot of people forgot about him once he transferred from Ohio State to Syracuse. He threw a couple picks in that Michigan game a couple years ago, and everyone kind of dismissed him. And the thing with McCord is he's going to have some bad games because he's an aggressive quarterback. He takes shots. He's not afraid to take shots. Uh, I, that's concerning, but also good at the same time. Uh, he did set the new ACC single season passing record in 2024. So he didn't go to Syracuse and just hand the ball off to the running backs and whatnot and do easy, quick screen passes, quick slant passes. You know what I mean? So McCord has experience working through his progressions, pushing the ball downfield. He passed a lot. He had a lot of attempts at Syracuse. So guy, this guy can sling it. I think McCord has a lot of potential in the NFL. I think he'll be a backup for sure. I think he could come in some situations and be successful if he's asked to step up. So Kyle McCord is probably my biggest quarterback draft sleeper. Uh, I mentioned Monungai at the running back position. Hey, I think he's the biggest running back sleeper, along with Bishal Tootin. Another quarterback to watch out for. I think Curtis Rourke could be a successful backup quarterback in the NFL out of Indiana there. Um, Corey Horton, wide receiver. Get to know the name a little bit. He played at Colorado State. Had a knee injury this past season, so didn't play a full year. While that is concerning, he did still run a 4.4 at the combine, so a little bit of the concerns kind of left from what I thought after that. So knee injury slightly concerning, but still ran at the combine really, really well. Has great hands, great catch radius, good size at 6'2". I think Horton is undervalued at that wide receiver position, so I think he's a big time sleeper for me. Uh, yeah, so it really intrigued to see where a lot of these guys go, especially at the quarterback position. Shedeur Sanders, Jaxson Dart, that's a big storyline. Uh, running backs, I think they're elite. And then, yeah, some of these sleepers, man, I think they can get people by surprise coming up this season. So, yeah, excited to see what the NFL draft has in store for us. Starts Thursday with round 1. Friday has rounds 2 and 3. Saturday, rounds 4 or 7 in Green Bay. So, stay tuned. I'll have recap videos and all that in short form and long form content. So yeah, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that.